Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the first episode of Honzuki no Gekokujou. Now, this show I am reacting to because it won my poll over on Patreon. And as far as what the show's about, I really don't know, like, at all. So, I guess we'll just have to jump on into it and find out. So, hopefully I enjoy it though. 3, 2, 1, play. Very quiet. Starting off by drinking alcohol, I see. Always a good way to start a show. I do approve of all the blue, that's for sure. What exactly is happening here? Well, what's it do? Apparently, it causes you to fall unconscious. This is starting to become a very suspicious scene very quickly. Okay. I still don't really know what's happening. Is that what we're trying to do? Read her mind? Is this even legal what we're doing? Guess it doesn't matter. We're doing it. Okay. It's a lot of stuff. So very much a bookworm. But then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. What happened? Did you really just get crushed by books? Otherwise, I'm not sure what happened. But I think we have an opening here. So basically, it's kind of like an isekai anime, I guess. Ascendance of a bookworm. There you go. I feel like it would take more brushstrokes than that to actually do that. But that's some great skill you got there. Okay, I guess you have a full-on family here. One seems to take after the father, one the mother. She is very tiny, isn't she? I guess she's our main character. Chapter 1, A World Without Books. Oh no, not or Sekai. I almost said Isekai by muscle memory. Sekai. Yeah, I think you've all been there with dreams. And a familiar ceiling. So is this when you first got isekai, or really depressing area here? Like this is not a nice house. It's almost as bad as mine. My hands, I don't remember them being so soft and tiny. Well... maybe you're in heaven. Or, when I look at this place, maybe hell. You were reincarnated as a lolly. What more could you ask for? So it really is... what? I mean, I saw you said Ima there at the end, but... huh. So is she, like, taking over someone else's life mid-path? Because otherwise I don't get the memory thing. I'm confused. Give me a hug, mother. Yes, this is where it all started. So, yeah, she would have had to have taken over someone's life partway through. Or she just had sealed memories that came to the surface, and now, I don't know. As long as I have books, I mean, everything else is just fine. Everything else is doable as long as we got books. I feel the same way, just, you know, about anime. Turi. That's an interesting name. Turi, I require a book. But as the title said, a world without books, so I kind of saw this coming. What's a book? Are you American by any chance? I don't know. Books are a very basic thing. I mean, books hadn't always existed. People used to just pass down things by word of mouth, you know, back when people's memory were better. Well, I feel better if I could be given a book. Judy, it's still a weird name. I gotta find a book around here somewhere. Probably just hiding them somewhere. Oh, that's a dirty floor. Why do we live like this? I guess we can't afford a maid. I'm guessing we don't have a good variety of clothing. It's not. Anyone's have to write our own books. Yeah, we are tiny. Short people problems. What's our plan B? Step on it. Yeah, put something there to give us a boost. She is so tiny. Like, I feel like I could pick her up with one hand and just, like, set her on top of my desk and, like, a figure. And I my figurine. Come on, we almost got it. Just jump. There we go. Then somebody opens it. Or... well, it opened. So, good job? Question mark. We've barely accomplished getting outside of the room. This is gonna be a rough adventure, isn't it? You know, we already got injuries from just that. I see a lot of wood. So what's her voice actress? It almost sounds familiar. Probably look it up afterwards. I remember. And more wood, naturally. Because this is a world without books, you know? Although I guess you don't. That's not necessarily super literal. Could just be your family doesn't have any. Yeah, I guess without that it would be rough. Yeah, maybe a newspaper or back of a cereal box or calendars. I got a nice Keijo calendar back there that you can see right about there. Came with the Keijo limited edition Blu-ray. Not much to read, but plenty to look at. You find a new hobby, I guess? Or cry, I guess that works too. Well, yeah, but I had to start my adventure. This place was a mess when I got here, mother. Well, do this at video games. Uh, I don't think I've ever seen a child cry by not having a book before. That's something. Maybe they have Arrow Get to read. You don't know. Something to read. I don't know what to tell you. Mind. A lot of flowers. Very pretty, but you can't read them, so who cares? What have you done for those 3 days? Twiddle your thumbs? Oh, that sounds horrible. Guess that would be a bit awkward. Maybe just have mom do it. Or Turi. uh, yeah, get abandon such things. Okay, yeah, Turi gets to do something at least. Nothing weird about it. Yeah, I think your hair was fine as it was before. No need to mess with it. Right, as long as you don't cut it. Oh. Don't break my doll. I want it for hairpins. Okay. Yeah, I got what you meant before you even told me, so. Yeah, if you don't want me to break your doll, give me something better. I mean, I guess we do have plenty of wood, so we could just make it. I don't have to break your doll. It works as a win-win for everyone. I liked your hair better before. Or allowed to tie their hair up. Well, is there any excuse to have it be long and straight? Is that better? I mean, I like it better than the other option. Would wash it? Go to a nearby river, pond? Yes, give us a chance to see more of this world. Leave the house. Which we haven't done in 3 days, I guess. Yeah, we could find one. uh, almost sure I recognize her voice. Can't quite place it, though. But yeah, now we have the prospects of potentially getting a book. Oh, we're gonna get a ride? Must be nice getting piggyback rides places. I'm a little bit too big for that myself, but I would take it if somebody offered. We got a well, the very low-tech era. A lot of chimneys, so we can see how they stay warm. We got walls, though, so protection against outside forces. And the buildings are actually fairly big. More so than I expected. But yeah, we'll probably find a library somewhere. Or a bookstore. But everything's not black and white, it's great. When you turn 7, how old is she now? Like, I know she was tiny. So I guess like 5 or 6. Kind of. They probably don't have cobwebs and dust in their place. Yeah. Titans, gotta keep them out. Sure, I remember that. Totally. Our father's a town guard. Not everyone can be the child of an adventurer. That's famous. Yeah, I mean, buildings were fairly big, like I said, but no books. That's a bit odd. They gotta have a writing system, right? I mean, I know Japan didn't have one for a while until they took kanji from the Chinese, but surely they have their writing somewhere. Yeah, that would make writing books difficult. I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, I thought I saw that before. Okay, so they have characters for numbers. That's something, I guess. They can work with that. Leon. I'm gonna assume that's about as much as a yen. I'm a smart young girl. Because I read books, so this what if I had them? Those poor chickens. Brutal. Don't worry, you're not gonna end up like that. You're better than a chicken. Oh, no, that's not cool. That would show that to a 6-year-old girl. Uh, Never choke your chicken in front of a young child. Or cut its head off. I saw an animal be beheaded right in front of me. I'm not okay at all. And I still don't have a book, which might make it better. You're like 6, so you can't go on your own. Yeah, like Kyuu young girl, can't say no to her. It's a fine mustache, sir. I'll trade you. It is a lot to process. Do you have any books here, sir? I will literally take anything with writing on it. Oh, well, it looks like a book. That definitely looks like it could be a book. Uh, Mister, can you show me that? I'll totally learn a writing system as long as it means I can read again. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We haven't actually seen it yet. Like, it could just be pictures, for all you know. Where do you get books? So no printing press. So yeah, probably gotta find a library then. Well, yeah. That's if only we could have been reincarnated as a noble. Interesting TL note for that. Well, not really a TL note, but you know, yeah, yeah, I got a book. I could let you have it. But oh well. I'm sure we'll eventually be able to read a book. I'll be back for you, book. I do not give up easy. You guys gonna wake up the next day, book's gone. Well, it's mostly mental, emotional sickness. Gotta find a noble to become friends with. But, you know, at least we get our yummy dinner with family. We steal it from a noble, or that guy. I'm gonna make a book. Although a book you wrote yourself is probably not that interesting to read. We have our goal. To be continued. Okay. Got a RD here, so... OG Sano boss, I'm likely they don't get names. Interesting AD. Just have our... I'm supposed to be mine just kind of floating around. Oh, don't get stuck. Oof. It's a very relaxing AD. I could probably fall asleep to this. Next chapter, lifestyle upgrades. Well, if I reincarnated, I'm sure my love of anime would come with me. No spoilers. But yeah, I'm sure she'll find him in her pursuit of books. Nice illustration. Okay. So that was the first episode of Honzuki no Gekokujou. And the first thing I'm doing is looking up her voice actress of mine, whose name is definitely spelled differently on here than in the show. So why does she sound familiar? I'll look through her roles real quick. Skihi, yeah, she definitely sounds like Skihi. Okay, that's why she sounds familiar, because I've been watching through Monogatari recently and some semi-blind reactions and stuff. That's why she sounds familiar. I've of course seen her in other stuff, like Maria from Haganai. I've seen her in. What else? Well, see, it's kind of skimming through down here. Well, she was Yashiro in Denpa Onna, but it's been a long time since I've seen that. See Fairy Tail, which I have not seen. Flying Witch, I've seen that one at least. Oh yeah, who? She's Mako and Girls in Panzer. Okay, cool. Grand Blue, which I have not seen. But yeah, Ski was definitely why it's not familiar, though, because that show has been on my mind recently. So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, and she was Clammy Konami from No Game No Life. That's cool. So yeah, I definitely seen her in stuff before. No doubt about that. And Maho and Rokyubu. Oh, and you and Sakura Trick. Yeah, I can totally hear that now. Yeah, she definitely sounds like you. Well, not you. I mean, character you. And Miku and Symphogear. Yeah. Okay. The more I scroll through this, the more I definitely understand why she sounds familiar. But yeah, that's enough of that. The point is, this was the first episode of this anime, and it's isekai anime. Definitely not very typical, really. Like the first thing we saw was clearly after she got reincarnated, and she just laid there, called him a head priest. He gives her the crown, clearly to look through her memories, because I assume she told him about the past life thing at this point. Clearly, I'm guessing what happened more or less was she's like, hey, you have books, right? He tells her yes. She says, well, can I read some? He says, sure, just lie down on this couch first, and let me put a magical item on you that'll make you fall unconscious, and then you can read all the books that you want. That's probably more or less how it went. He even picks up the hair tie that she had that we got to see how she got that later on in the episode. Let's see, we saw some flashes after that. Like she sat on his lap there in front of the book. And then what's happening here? Looks like a trade of some sort. Like she's holding what looks like a book in one hand and a bunch of cards or something with a cat on it. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But I don't know. But yeah, when I first saw the scene, clearly, obviously I didn't know how important, books were to her or how hard they were to find. And yeah, basically we just get a little explanation about her overall character. She likes books a lot. She likes to read. But one day she died by, I guess, a bunch of books just fell on top of her, if that's not supposed to be symbolic for anything. And she died. Books killed her, and when she woke up the next life, she wanted more books, so I guess you can't stop that. And she even says, oh god, may I be able to read all kinds of books in my next life. And then, yeah, clearly God's an asshole. So that's the real takeaway from this show, I guess. Then she wakes up, and slowly I kind of get a feel for what's happening here. And so does she. Clearly has this new family. She meets who's supposed to be her mom and dad and sister, and she got a family as a poor girl in this rundown house with cobwebs and dust, and I do like how slow moving her adventures was, like to actually leave the room. Like that was a multi-step process that took some injuries and some thinking just to leave their own room. That was pretty funny. But the struggle was real. Very Mo at watching her try all this stuff. And yeah, she slowly starts to realize that books are not around her. They do exist in the world, but like she speculated, they're expensive. Only nobles can get them because we can't mass produce them. It's so weird to see a child cry about not being able to read books. I have never seen that in my life because I'm an American, and reading is not really associated with Americans. Like there are plenty that do, I'm sure, but it's just not as common as in other countries. For a lot of kids, school kind of ruins the idea of reading because they're forced to read things they don't like or care about. So the idea of reading for fun or pleasure is usually kind of not on their mind, especially when you do have things like video games and television shows that books have to compete with, So, just weird to see. It's a little bit here. Where was it? Maybe around here. She basically mentions all the difficulties in her new life, and like in regards to how the toilet works and having to get changed by some dude that she doesn't know, but is supposed to because the weird reincarnation shenanigans. I like this part here when you had femininity and shame pop up, and she just has to push them away because there's no room for them in her life anymore. That was a great visual for that. And I'm glad that she didn't end up like completely tying up her hair, which got me a little bit worried because I didn't look good on her at all. But the compromise that she ended up doing, I'm fine with that. That looks good. Speaking of her hair and style, like, the only thing I knew about the show was really the cover art. And I actually kind of thought the character there was a boy at first, because I didn't really look at it too well, too closely. But, so I'm glad that turned out to be a girl instead. So, thought I'd point that out. But we went out shopping, which gave us a chance to actually go in and see the world. She got a ride on her back, so that was pretty lucky of her. A very low-tech stuff, you know, got wells and a lot of wooden buildings and not really much writing, just prices, really. Which I guess got her pretty excited because that's something, you know. But even if this world has books, she still has to learn to read because that's kind of important, you know. Because the books clearly wouldn't be written in Japanese. So, and you might say, well, she clearly got memories and stuff from this world, right? So maybe she could learn to read from that. But the thing is, she's like 6 or younger. She probably didn't know how to read in this world. So, you know, at least I don't think I knew how to read back then. At least, at the very least, not very well. So, either way, she's out to learn to read. And it kind of showed that anyway, because the price thing, she had asked the mother what it said. So, yeah, that confirms that she can't read yet. But I'm sure she's more than willing to learn, spend all of your free time learning to read. I'm sure she'd be willing to do. So, it'll work out. And here we go. I want to go back to this scene where she meets up with a guy and he basically tells her about the book he has and stuff. Because she's, you know, left alone from her mother for a little bit here. She spots the book, gets very excited. He's like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a book. Like, wow, can I touch it? Can I hold it? Can I run away with it? You know, just the best day of her life when she discovered that book. And she asked if any shops around here sell books, and she did not get a great answer. She got the answer of no, there's no bookstores. Only rich nobles can afford them. Because they have to be copied by hand. But that's so weird to imagine, because not only did books become cheaper and even more accessible through like the printing press and mass production and stuff, but now we live in the age of the internet where you could just scan a book and give it to 1 billion people at once if you really wanted to, you know, through a download link. So it's kind of really hard to put yourself in this kind of, like, to put yourself in this perspective, you know, where it could really be rare and difficult to even make a second copy of a book. So pretty crazy to think about. Yeah, only nobles would even think about buying a book like that. So yeah, not a good answer. She looks so upset, so pouty, so unhappy. Just like those stupid lucky nobles. So yeah, as a main character, I really do quite like her. She's very cute. You know, she's very motivated. She's silly, you know. She's a hard worker for her goals. You know, she's cute, so I like her. As far as, you know, main characters can often make or break a show, but I do quite like her. I mean, I don't really share her love of books at all, you know, but... Unless you want to count Erogea's books, in which case I do. But yeah, she asked if he could just touch it, hold it, flip through the pages, and he did not let her. Very sad, but understandable because it's super expensive and she's a small child. I personally do not let small children touch my stuff, so I definitely get it. I probably trust her too because she's so, you know, mature for her age. But regular children, no. Anything of mine that's worth more than like $10, I would not let them touch. So. And I do have nephews and a niece, so I have experienced having to protect my stuff from them, so. So, at least she figured out that books are a thing. At this point, it's just a matter of finding somebody that has them, becoming friends with them, and having them let us read them. And, you know, because that first scene, we know she's going to become friends with some priest dude that presumably has books, so that'll most likely be her connection to getting books, so. However, just be careful, mind. Just because somebody offers free books doesn't mean you follow them. Keep that in mind. And I like the line we ended off on. I'm gonna get my books if it's the last thing I do. I love how convicted she is. The voice actress did a great job with this role. So yeah, as far as first episodes go, I thought it was really good. I have no real complaints about it. And I mean, aside from the subject matter of books not being super exciting to me, but aside from that little bit, I do like it, and I look forward to more. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.